venues. And the reason that I'm very, very motivated to see this through is obviously these are tough times, and I think that in some cases, brands might be more excited to have a sort of big package. I'm talking to Ray-Ban right now, for example, about the Informers, and I'm going to discuss the gay market with them next. We'll see. It's a big hurdle. But the other thing I also do think is worth discussing at some later date between all the festivals, or the main ones, or whatever, is the idea of you've got these aggregated audiences. Okay, so let me just pause and say, there is now a co-venture between Cellular Dreams, which is one of the preeminent leading world cinema art house sales companies and production houses, and Criterion Collection, which everybody knows, right? So those two companies have formed something called theauteur.com, which is all about world-class auteur cinema available worldwide, digitally. And obviously, as digital technology grows, I mean, they're meant to keep the cinema, exhibited at the highest level possible. And and then have previously films would be at film festivals. IFC's business model is all about film showing at film festivals. If they get a theatrical release, it's extremely small. They get the press, however they get it. In fact, IFC but it asks its filmmakers to do quite a bit of the marketing and the grassroots. And then the films are available on VOD, and the program is festival direct. So I think that gay film festivals can work as a consortium in some way to have at least a certain kind of content that's maybe not the most obvious commercial stuff that's going through distribution companies at the moment, but other stuff to have it be basically ancillary revenue. And I don't want to go with too, this is not like a business meeting, but I have been thinking it through, and I've been working through it in my head and with different people to sort of work out the kinks, and nothing is simple. But I do think it's something that's worth talking about for the future. I think it's really important.
I'm interested in continuing that conversation, but I also think that the thing we've been talking about I think there is a way to do that, but also to stay true to our differing audiences in our differing cities. I think that the future of gay festivals is going to be some big tentpole events. At least the future of Outfest is going to be tentpole events that people want to go to because they want to see who's at the screening, they want to experience the screening with the community, they want to have a discussion, they want to meet the filmmaker, etc. And then it's going to be moving stuff online. It's going to be bringing those kind of smaller films that we're maybe only getting 50 or 100 people to, that are some of the best films in the festival, often award winners, but that we just are having a heck of a time really cultivating 600, 800, 1,000 people audiences like we are for the other movies. And so I think, a couple dozen big films with big audiences, maybe a handful of small films with small audiences, and then bringing it online.
Do you do films online? Do you tell us a little?
During the festival, we just actually started last year, this year. We had Anarchy, the online short film festival, was one of the first. It was like 1998 or 97. Dan? 98. 96. We started. So, we really embraced the internet quite early. But one of the things I wanted to mention is there's a lot of new platforms, too, that are creator-controlled that's happening. Lance Weiler's been doing his open source stuff, we called it digital DIY days, DIY day tours, and some Sundance alumni who did Four-Eyed Monster, Aaron Crumley and Susan Buse, are now doing kind of a festival self-distribution platform called From Here to Austin. And it's really about, the concept is why, spend 4 years making your film, going to a film festival to either not be discovered or hand over your film for nothing, and then get nothing in return. And it's really about controlling your content. And they're talking to some big internet companies, they're talking to Cisco about finding ways to kind of attach code to films, as a filmmaker could have his site, put a film on his site, and as it gets transferred from site to site and pasted onto other sites, there's information that comes back, and there'll be some kind of online monetary system, so that money, whether it's a PayPal type of thing, so that money just comes right back to the filmmaker as it travels all over the world. And I think ultimately the, maybe not close future, but far future is going to be something like that. There'll be that opportunity, so that, because the old model, and I made you know, a documentary, American Hardcore, which was at Sundance, and I took the Sony Picture Classics deal, and I got enough money to, I'm not in debt, I don't owe anything on the money, but it's a 20-year deal, they have the film, they did a great job promoting it, they really got the mainstream promotion, but, I could have self-distributed it and probably made just as much, it might not have been as big, but, or maybe more, but, so it's about this changing model, and so you guys should check out, take a look at From Here to Awesome, and also Aaron Crumley and Susan Buse, with Four Eyed Monster, they really embraced the online networking to promote. I mean, they were the first, they were 22 years old when they came to Slamdance with that film, and they were way ahead of everything with MySpace and Facebook, everything. I mean, they actually made $50,000 showing their film for free online. There was a new website, I think it was Juiced or one of those websites. Yeah, they wanted to launch their website, and they go, how are we going to reach film fans to sign up for this website? And they certainly didn't have the money for traditional advertising, so they teamed up with Susan and with Aaron and Susan and Four Eyed Monster, and they said that, okay, sign up to Juiced, and you can watch Four Eyed Monster for free, and each person who signed up, they gave $1 back to the filmmakers, and they made $50,000. And the website ended up with 50,000 people signed up, within a month.
Well, and sites like Rever, I mean, that's kind of a little old by now, but I mean, I heard of Shorts making $60,000 on Rever, just, things that are ad tagged. I mean, if your film has a title or subject content or has enough buzz where people are finding it and searching it, all you need is eyeballs. Yeah, you can always monetize eyeballs.
Yeah, it's like selling your audience, not your film.
I want to turn over to some questions, but I also want to say that I think it is going to be interesting over the next 6 months or so when all of us we're now in the stages where we're trying to get our sponsor money to see who's out there still. A lot of big corporations that many of us have relied on for corporate sponsorship are either cutting their money, how much they're giving or not giving at all, and in 6 months we probably could have a very different conversation than we're having now. At NewFest, I'm happy to say that Logo has actually come on and is now going to be a sponsor, and they're going to also pay for our lounge, which is going to have our filmmaker forum and going to be a really great home for us. So, but all of the rest of our sponsorships are to be determined and figured out, and we still need those very much to keep the festival going. And maybe in 6 months we'll talk again about that.
I just want to say one more quick thing too, which is that I think it is, it is kind of a scary time, and we're going to see a lot of changes in the festival world, both the gay and the not gay world, in the next couple of years. But it also is a great time for opportunity. Like, we have to look at what's happening in the in the media making world in general and change the shape of festivals to match that. Like, we can't be stagnant. We have to grow and change who we are.
And I think amongst all of us, I mean, I certainly put out to everyone that I just feel like there's just going to be a lot more cooperation amongst all of us. I mean, not that there wasn't before, but just we are going to talk to each other more. We will, I hope, try to help each other out, whether it's you telling me what movies were great at Berlin this year or whatever. But it's, every film festival cannot send representatives to every other film festival to look for material, and we're going to rely on people like Orly and all of us just working together to keep our festivals going. I think that is a really wonderful thing. I hope will come out of that. It's just a great cooperation. Can we take some questions from the audience?